Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So Germany is in the middle of a very serious recession right now, and every day businesses and workers are feeling the pain after years of being Europe's economic powerhouse. Mind you, Germany had the largest economy in Europe, and also too, the one of the major exporters and manufacturers of goods and services. So just recently, well, it's been going on for the last 3 years, but the country has hit a wall, an economic wall, and everything is shrinking. For 3 years in a row now, Germany's economy is steadily heading into the dumps, right? And right now, it doesn't appear that there's any rebound in sight. Recently, Friedrich Merz did a press conference. He actually admitted to that. Like Germany, we're in a bad place, and we're not catching up. Things are not great. I have a little bit of that video for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and play that for you right now.
Now, we all know, I have no illusions about it, and by this week at the latest, no one should have any illusions about how profound and far-reaching the challenges we face are. We are now in the third year of a recession, and we must get out of this recession. Dear friends, I say this quite self-critically. This task is greater than some might have imagined a year or so ago. We are not only in a cyclical downturn. We are in a structural crisis of our economy. At the moment, we are not keeping pace with developments in the world. We are no longer the leading industrial nation that the world looks to. We are a country that has a structural growth weakness. We are no longer truly competitive in large parts of our economy. And this is a matter of price competitiveness. The quality is still there. The people, the companies, the management of the companies see this task. But the framework conditions we have for this in Germany have simply been for years, and not just for 3 or 4, but actually for an entire decade, and they are not good enough anymore. The productivity of...
So there you have it, folks. I mean, they're actually out here. They're admitting it. They're not trying to spin and say, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. We got to do this. We got that. Like they're admitting, listen, we have problems. Our economy is crashing. Germany has voluntarily deindustrialized themselves, basically. The thing is, the heart of the German economy is manufacturing, especially in the automotive industry. Mercedes-Benz, BMW, all these goods, luxury goods that German manufacture, these vehicles, that is their bread and butter. These industries are suffering big time. They have huge losses over there. Over 100,000 industrial jobs vanished in 2024. Automotive, machinery, textiles, and metals are bearing the brunt of this. I mean, it's really bad. It's unbelievable. See, also too, what's also hurting Germany is that now we're going for the green. Right now is like the green revolution. Almost every auto manufacturer now are making some kind of electric vehicle components, as more and more countries and car manufacturers are kind of moving away from combustible engines. Germany, the automakers are not really, not keeping up because China's electric vehicles, they're basically, they're eating their lunch, right? China is making cheap EVs, and Germany and Europe can't keep up, all right? Because the cost of doing business in Germany is a lot higher. Right, because if your energy costs, and the problem is energy. If you're having energy problems, it's going to cost, right? If it's costing you a lot more money to run the machinery, to turn the lights on, so it's going to affect everything down that line, right? So just not only that, it's like the majority of Germany's bread and butter is the automaking industry. Out of that 100,000 unemployment, 45,000 of them are from the auto industry. And a lot of experts are saying, listen, this is just the tip of the iceberg, all right? And this pain, whatever you guys are experiencing, is not over yet. And this is the interesting thing, because what happens is when you're having to pay a lot higher prices for energy, it doesn't just affect your auto manufacturing, it also affects your construction, buildings. So if it's going to cost you more to mix cement, so say it's going to cost you a lot more money to run the machinery to make cement, then you have to put that cement on a truck. Then it has to be dry, and you have to drive from one place to the next, right? So that you have to factor in that into the cost of that cement. And if the cement is costing more, the drivers, like you see what the inflation is, you see how pervasive this is, you see how it kind of like, permeates to almost every sector of the economy, because now what's also happening, construction in Germany is going down. So now construction workers, you know, they're unemployed. The machinery, the factory or wherever that make the cement, they have to lay off people because it's costing that much more to make it, and not everyone wants to buy it. So construction has also slowed down. Um, suppliers, builders, everybody's feeling it. All right, and the problem is, it's crazy. So Germany also too depends on selling like a lot of their high tech stuff overseas. I don't know, and they're facing problems on many different fronts. They have the energy problems, right? The unemployment, and then now also too they have tariffs. So not only that you industrialize yourself, right? Germany has energy costs is causing Germany to deindustrialize. They're losing jobs, and manufacturing, exporting is your number one. It's your bread and butter. But now you got the Trump administration is saying, "Oh yeah, you know what, Europe, you guys been taking advantage of us a long time. Yeah, it's going to cost you a lot more now to ship to us, right? So we don't want your cheap goods or whatever it is. It's going to cost you. Not only is it already costing you more because of the energy crisis, and now because of tariffs, it's going to cost you even more. So you see what I mean? So it doesn't appear as, I mean, I'm not hearing any new ideas. It doesn't look like Germany has a plan. It doesn't look to me like they know what they're doing to get themselves out of there. And a lot of companies, I mean, many firms also too, they're holding back. They're like, listen, man, I don't want to invest. I don't want to spend money here. I don't know how far, how far down are we going to go? How bad is this going to get? Right? 40%, about 40% of companies in Germany, they're cutting back. They're like, hey, man, I don't want to grow because I don't know where this economy is headed. And it's insane. And so you may be asking yourself, so what happened? What is going on? Why is energy costing more in Germany? Well, you guys probably guessed it. The war in Ukraine. Germany, okay, think of this. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe some of you guys, whoever's watching this, some of you guys watching this video, maybe in the comment section, maybe you guys can explain. So Germany, the largest economy in Europe, the reason why Germany became the largest economy in Europe, because they were getting cheap energy and cheap oil from Russia. Russia was delivered cheap, readily available energy to Germany, which allowed it to be competitive, which allowed it to, make goods, ship them overseas, be profitable. And that's what made them the powerhouse, right? An economic powerhouse of Europe. But the minute the war started, I'm not going to get into who was what, whatever it is, but the minute the war started, Germany, Europe took Russian sovereign funds. Not only that they had a contract, they paid for the oil for gas for Russia delivered to them. But when the war started, they got upset and said, "Well, we don't want your oil." I'm like, "Well, you guys paid for it. You don't want it?" Or Russia's like, "All right, well, I'll keep the oil." I'll keep the oil. Yeah, no problem. I'll keep the oil and the money. And that oil you don't want, I'm gonna sell that thing at a like steep discounts, and I'm gonna make it really attractive. Somebody's gonna buy them. So not only that you did that, and also Germany was the number one supplier of weapons and continue to be as well, like the number one spender and provider of tanks, weapons to Ukraine for the war against Russia. And yet, and still, Germany is going through this, and Nord Stream pipeline that got blown up, and they still want war. These guys, I don't understand. Instead of having coming to a peace agreement, they want war. They want the war to continue. And why would anybody want to buy anything from Germany when they're paying twice as much to manufacture? Right, and just the manufacture thing, they're paying twice as much than the U.S. and China is paying. Industries like steel and chemicals and all these different things. Why would they buy it from Germany? The U.S. and China is getting cheaper. It costs more, and it costs more to make those products and those goods in Germany. So, and plus you got tariffs on top of that. Who the hell is going to buy your stuff? So it looks to me that you guys are in real trouble, and you're heading down in a bad way. And you guys, at some point need to come to a certain agreement here and come for peace instead of pushing war and destroying your economy and hurting your citizens. But I'm not German, so that's for the German people to decide and figure out for themselves. But from where I'm sitting, I'm like, why would you do this? Like, who's coming up with these policies, man? I mean, it's mind-boggling to me. It's crazy. So it's called, Germany. Not only that, they not only that they have a manufacturing problem, they have an exporting problem, and that is also the political problem. There's been big arguments going back and forth about spending money to help the economy. So they can't figure out, okay, should the government invest in trying to save this economy, or should they give tax breaks? They can't. There's no consensus among them to say that, okay, look, are we gonna step in aggressively and save and trying to help this economy? They haven't decided that. So there's still a little bit back and forth going on with that, and it's crazy because Germany was that company. Germany was that country that manufactured everything and sent everything. So I don't know, man. So this whole thing here it's bad. It's not looking good. And not only that, also, so Germany, they're facing tariffs, and who's gonna want to buy this stuff? Because Donald Trump is trying to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. And so is China. China's stepping up their manufacturing. A lot of robots, a lot of different things. There's another separate video. I'll do something for that. I'll do a separate video on that. But China and also the United States, they're stepping up their manufacturing. So they don't want anything from Germany. And why would you buy more expensive stuff from Germany when there are cheaper alternatives? So that's the other part of it too, where Germany really screwed up. So I don't know exactly who's going to buy their products and where they're selling it to, who they're going to sell it to. As if things couldn't get any worse, Germany also has an aging problem. See, the aging workforce, Germany right now has an aging workforce and a skill shortage. Germany population is getting older and not enough young people to replace them. So skilled workers, there's not enough of them to come in to fill jobs. So, and immigration also is low, right? No one's immigrating to Germany, and fewer women are active in the workforce. So companies are, even if they wanted to hire, they're having a tough time not finding talent, the people that can do these high-tech jobs. So that's another problem that they have as well, too. And a lot of these companies are also complaining there's a lot of red tape. It takes forever to get approval for new projects. It's just, it's just dragging. So that's another layer added on top of the problems that they have right now. And it doesn't seem like they're coming up with new policies and no new other ways to fix that. I don't know. And Germany is not only just falling behind in just, this just exporting goods, but also, too, they are falling in areas of like high-speed internet and digital technologies, making this industry less competitive compared to other countries. I don't know. Stubborn inflation, man. I mean, of course, as you can imagine, these kind of things are going to cause inflation. Ordinary Germans are feeling squeezed by rising prices in food, rent, energy, mortgages, everything. Everything is more expensive. And what this Germany's government wants to do, they want to do more wars. They want to send troops to Ukraine. They want to keep this war going. Germany pledged more billions of dollars just the other day. They just, pledged about, I think they're $4 or $5 billion more to Ukraine to keep the war going. And I don't get it. I don't understand. As you could imagine, these types of things not only just affect, your industry, affect your construction, it affect how companies spend money. Also, too, it affects the small guy, the retail, the shops. Because if people are uncertain, if mortgage, rent, and everything is costing more money, people don't have less disposable income. If people have less disposable income, they're gonna shop less. And also to a lot of shops and malls and different things like that, they're seeing weaker sales because people are not spending. All right. So look, here's the bottom line. Germany has gone from Europe's workhorse, the largest economy in Europe, to one of its weakest performers. And here's the reason. Exports, cheap energy. You take that out, they got nothing. Germany's got nothing. And the way they used to do things, it's not working anymore. political gridlock, and there's global changes in manufacturing and so on and so forth. And Germany is not adapting fast enough. The pain that the German economy is feeling is sharpest in the automotive and the manufacturing and construction industries, but in reality, is hitting everything. So, I mean, 45% of it is in the manufacturing, is auto manufacturing. So that's the biggest chunk of the pain that they're feeling, but it's everywhere. Big factories, local shops, everyone is feeling the weight of high cost and fewer buyers, jobs disappearing. And this is just the beginning. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So let's see where it goes from there. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail. They'll find a different solution for this problem here. But anyway, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That is going to be all for today, guys. Please, if you like this video, please like, share, and comment. And I will see you soon. Thank you.